Welcome back to the show, folks. This is the Upper Tier Podcast. This is kind of a morning, say mid-morning brew, not as early as normal. A few bits to go through, of course. Talk about stuff that's happening in the football world as the transfer window begins to take shape. Teams start to make their moves now. Under 21 championship coming to an end. Obviously, time for teams to actually pick up their signings now and do their business. Let me start. Tottenham preparing a massive new deal for Harry Kane, looking to keep him at the club. Can't see it happening. Looks like Harry Kane wants away from the club. Willing to probably sit out another year potentially. Bayern Munich still trying to sign the player, ratcheting up to 75-80 million for the player and stuff like that. Will Levy buckle, or will he roll the dice on losing Harry Kane next summer on a free? Surely Kane has to go out of there this summer. Also thought that United, if the Qatar situation is sorted out and the takeover is sorted out, they might come in with a late bid for Harry Kane. Who knows? But one thing's for sure, I don't think Harry Kane is going to be a Spurs player in the next 18 months, but let's see what happens. Mason Mount obviously unveiled yesterday by Man United, taking the number 7 jersey. Don't know what your thoughts on this. You all know my thoughts on this if you follow the podcast. I don't put any weight on jersey numbers whatsoever. I know there's a lot of history in that number 7 jersey at United. There's also an awful lot of flops in it as well. So will this weigh heavy on Mason Mount? Does it ratchet up the pressure a little bit more in terms of the expectation? Let us know your thoughts. But Mason Mount, Man United's new number 7. Paul Merson has been talking about the Mason Mount and Kai Havertz deal, talking about it being poor business for Chelsea. I don't think it's poor business for Chelsea. I think Chelsea have done really, really good business there. If they bring in the likes of Caicedo and a couple of other talents and they move these guys out, I think that's really good business. They got top dollar for both players. They got exactly what they wanted at a time where they could have been lowballed on these deals, but they certainly got exactly what they wanted. Havertz had been in the team but wasn't performing, hasn't hit the dizzy heights that they thought he would from Bayer Leverkusen, so he gets moved on at top dollar to Arsenal. Let's see what Arsenal's plans are for him. And also Mason Mount to Man United. Mason Mount, who hasn't been really in the team, only been a bit part player over the last year, obviously previously was really, really good. A couple of seasons where he was player of the season and stuff like that. Can he rediscover that form under Ten Hag at Man United? Let's see what happens. Maybe a change of scenery is what the boy needs, but let's see. Certainly comes in with still huge potential, but we shall see. Let us know your thoughts. The Man United takeover, so Jim Ratcliffe coming out with some all sorts of madness, bit of fun for the boys, all this kind of stuff. This is a very expensive bit of fun for the boys. I think the more this guy talks, the more it sounds like he's not going to get it. He's defiant that he's still in the bid. My thinking is it'll probably go to Qatar, or else there'll be investment coming in where the Glazers stay. But it just keeps on dragging on and on. People being saying that it's going to be an announcement today, yesterday, a few hours, in the next hour, all this kind of thing. The anxiety in the Man United fan base and the thoughts of the Glazers sticking around starting to kick in and ratchet up that anxiety. This is the longest takeover I've ever seen. It feels like a series or a season of Dallas or something like that, where they're wrangling for power within this thing and stuff like that. The Qataris must be absolutely sick to their back teeth that this hasn't been done at this stage. I'm sure they would have been hoping to take the reins in May or June and then kick on into the transfer window and put in place is what they want for the club, their vision of the club and stuff like that. Still so much work to be done. The stadium needs fixing up, the training facilities need fixing up, the squad needs fixing up. Then they obviously have to go through the fit and proper test, the crossing of the T's and the dotting of the I's before they can even do anything. But let us know your thoughts on this. Jim Ratcliffe still hanging around and defiant that he's still in the race. Kylian Mbappe, a man who was absolutely a sensational talent, an unbelievable footballer and all that, but we know there's a political side to this kid. Talk of him leaving on a free next year, talk of him potentially going to Real Madrid, but PSG have come out and taken the lead on this. The hierarchy of PSG have come out and given him an ultimatum: either sign a new deal or go. Very, very simple. Interesting times at PSG at the moment. They're kind of going through a bit of a revolution. Gaultier out the door. Luis Enrique now has been appointed the manager. He won't have any time for this kind of nonsense. He'll be looking to land the Champions League for PSG. That's why they've brought this man in. They will back him in the market, get him the players that he needs. But has Kylian Mbappe, is the talent that's there outweighed the hassle that it brings. Let us know your thoughts on this. Kylian Mbappe, will he be at PSG next season, or do you see him going to Real Madrid? Let us know your thoughts. United, of course, pushing ahead, looking to land the boy Onana, and obviously Rasmus Højlund as well, looking to bring in those two players as well as they get ready for the new season. We know that pre-season is about a week away at this stage or so, with matches obviously in the next 10 to 12 days, I think it is. So let us know your thoughts on that, United fans. Onana potentially coming in from Inter, a deal very close to being done there, and also they're looking to bring in the boy Rasmus Højlund. Let us know your thoughts on this, United fans. Havertz, his signing to Arsenal is being compared to Mesut Ozil. Let us know your thoughts on this, Arsenal fans. I know Havertz is a kind of a weird signing, kind of came out of nowhere for Arsenal fans. Where does he fit in? Talk about him going into the midfield. Can you see Kai Havertz operating in that midfield? Is that something that will work? Let us know your thoughts on this. The Havertz one is a kind of a strange one, because I don't think anyone really knows what Arteta's plan is. Obviously there's been little leaked sort of interviews and stuff like that talking about going into midfield and stuff like that, but will that really work for Kai Havertz? Is that where you get the best out of Kai Havertz and stuff like that, or could we see this situation 60 to 65 million, a couple of $100,000 a week in wages and stuff like that? Are we staring down the barrel of Mesut Ozil too? Let us know your thoughts. It's been reported. Chelsea are progressing on the Caicedo deal, of course. Every day this seems to ratchet up a couple of mil and stuff like that. Let us know your thoughts on this, Chelsea fans. But we also know that Captain Cesar Azpilicueta is looking at negotiating out the last year of his deal so he can go on a free transfer. There's an offer there from Atletico Madrid. Let us know your thoughts on this, Chelsea fans. This is probably a good move for both parties. Let's be honest, he's hung around a lot longer than he probably should have. He's been a super servant for the club, won it and done it all. But is it now time to release him and let him go and move on? You're moving into the Poch era. Brand new start, brand new captain. Let's see how all that goes. But looking to negotiate the last year of his contract so he can leave on a free transfer to Atletico Madrid. Reports coming out from James Pearce there yesterday that Liverpool have pulled out of the Lavia deal, citing the cost of the deal, the 50 million. It's just doesn't say that's the price that it should be on it. Maybe they're backing off, maybe they're playing a little bit of games here and stuff like that. But the need still exists. We still need to get another one or two midfielders in there. The options are still worrying and stuff like that, because if you look on the face of it, McAllister coming in and Szoboszlai and all, that's really, really good. That's the beginning of the revamp of the midfield. But similar options still exist on the bench. And there's a lot of talk about players needing to go out as well. I think we've got something like 10 midfielders in the squad. We need to whittle that down so we can bring new people in. But who goes and who stays, who goes out on loan, whatever it is, still a lot of work to be done in that midfield and stuff to be sorted out, methinks. So let us know your thoughts on this, Liverpool fans. The need still exists, even though we've pulled out the Lavia deal. So it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. But let us know your thoughts. That's it, folks. Quick update this morning from transfers and news and football and stuff like that. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Of course, subscribe to the channel, the upper tier. Hit the bell notification. Drop a like on the video as we continue to grow the channel. Trying to hit 1,000 subs before the start of the season. So we appreciate your support. And as always, keep on sharing the content. Cheers.